Hi, welcome to the Paper Snob. This is Tara. I am going to be doing a very small layout share. Most of these layouts, if not all of them, have videos that go with them. Most of these layouts are also from 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life, Series 11. So if you watch my videos at all, you've already seen most of these. But I wanted to go ahead and do a quick share. So my husband and I went away last week, so my channel has been quiet because we were gone and we returned, and I haven't actually been able to scrapbook since we've been back, so I don't have anything new to share until Monday. And that'll be the Mix It Up Media video that we do monthly with Peacecraft Love and I'd Rather Be Scrapbooking on YouTube. So this layout was one of the 2-page sketches from Series 11. I had a big series of circus photos that I wanted to get scrapbooked, and these photos, every single one of them, were 4 by 6. I just cut these down smaller so that I had a semblance of the original sketch. Now, I had also put a kit together for this, so it was just easy to grab and go. Most of it is old My Mind's Eye product, is with some bits and pieces of other companies thrown in. So I don't have any photos of the kids at the circus other than when we went in, and I already scrapbooked those a long time ago. So every one of the videos for this series of circus photos is of what we saw. And this lady was amazing with this clear ball. I mean, wow. I used a clear element here, and this was an Elle Studio little cut apart, and I really love this black and white ribbon. These wooden buttons here are from Freckled Fawn. No, they're from Hip Kit Club, and I think I came really close to using all of them this past month. So for the month of March, I created 56 layouts. That brings my total to a little over 140 for the year so far. I think I'm behind from where I was last year, and I guess that's okay, but maybe I'll pick up next month. I don't think this month I'm going to get a whole lot done because we have another trip at the end of the month. We're going to go celebrate some family of their son got married, and we're going to go celebrate with them because they are like mom and dad and brother to us. So I did some pen stitching here along the edges. This is just Maggie Holmes. I think it was like a pocket. It's another one of these pieces here, but they came from Maggie Holmes, and this one actually had a tag in it, which I used for my journaling. Put some chipboard and used quite a bit of foam tape on it. The alpha is from a Hip Kit Club kit. Oops, there it went to the floor. This layout was definitely one of the sketches from Christy's Beautiful Life. Those sketches were created exclusively for this series, all of them except for one. And this is my beautiful 18-year-old daughter, the day that she was born. Obviously, she's kind of slimy. I used my counterfeit kit to complete this layout, and I added in some washi stitching stickers, which are kind of fun, and I managed to use them all up on this layout, or finish using them all up. These hearts were also leftover bits, so kind of feels good to use leftovers on a layout. This was my Simple Stories, or my Pink Fresh Fridays layout for the month of March. You can go back and watch that video and you can see me create it. I did a ton of layering underneath my photo and in my embellishment clusters, as well as a little bit of mixed media down here. This is a picture of my son in the field and unhappy. So there's that one. Here's another one of the sketches. I changed this sketch up just a little bit, but I really like how it turned out. The original sketch had the ampersand up here in the corner with a title on either side of it, and I knew that I wanted to use a larger ampersand and more photos than the sketch called for. More photos and smaller. And so I changed it up to suit what I was scrapbooking. This is kind of a layout about my kitty cat's gotcha day. He is like my child. I treat him like a child at any rate. Next up is another sketch. This is a 2-page layout. I'm trying to remember which direction it's supposed to go. I think it was this. So this layout features a hodgepodge of my circus kit. I had quite a bit of scraps left of papers, but not a whole lot of full pieces of paper. And so I was just kind of trying to make it work. And I really liked how it turned out because I managed to use up quite a bit of the scraps and quite a bit of the alphas and other things on here that I was trying to get used up so I wouldn't have to return it to my stash. I believe I added more photos than the original sketch had, and these are just, you know, the photos of the big cats performing at the circus. Next is another layout, and is it bad that I can't remember what I did this for? I don't think this was a sketch. I think this was one of my scrap lifts for March. In fact, I know it was a scrap lift Crafternoon layout, so there's a video for it as well. I used some Freckled Fawn kits to create this, as well as a cut file from my Studio Silhouette software, or Silhouette Studio, Silhouette Design Store, Silhouette Studio, something like that software. Wood veneer, labels, lots of chipboard layered up, arrows. This is my son, the same son that you saw a minute ago in the field, very unhappy. This is the same boy. This is a more recent photo. This one was 2020, the other one was 2015. And we were both stationed in Quantico, Virginia, and this was the night before we headed out to our next duty assignment, excuse the kitty, and we went to the movie theater with Garrett and his wife. His wife didn't want to be in the photo, which was fine, and this was just a, hey, goodbye, let's have a good time, we'll see you later, and that's why I titled it that. To be honest with you, I was trying not to bawl my eyes out because I was walking away from another one of my kids that, you know, you don't get to see as often when they're grown-ups, especially if you're active duty military and you move a lot like we do. This was another one of the sketches. I changed up the sketch just a little bit. I made the circle element larger, and of course I made it a lemon slice. Believe I changed the placement of the title, and a little bit of the embellishment clusters I changed up, kind of made it my own. I created Nuvo drops, teardrops, or in this case, you know, little lemon drops around my embellishment clusters on all sides. You can see me do that in the video as well, but it just, you simply take and you put a drop of the Nuvo down, and then I take a toothpick and you drag one side of it until you have a drop. And when it dries like that. Here is another one of the sketches, and I used some very old October Afternoon pattern paper. This was the Public Library collection, as well as some Maggie Holmes fussy cut flowers and some Prima wooden embellishments, and a cut file. I think that if I were to do This, again, I would have backed this cut file with the same color just to make it pop a little bit more and to give it some more dimension, but I'm pretty happy with how that one turned out. This is another one of the sketches. This one I made my own by adding some stitching. I believe I changed placement of the journaling as well as the title, and kind of just followed with my embellishment clusters, made a diagonal mark across the page. This is a Freckled Fawn set of papers. Quite pretty in my opinion. I think I almost used all of that collection up last month. This was another one of the sketches. This sketch had hearts hanging down, kind of like ornaments, and I just chose this banner, the star banner, instead. It's a cut file on my Cameo, and I backed it with some peach colored pattern paper and tied little bows up in the corner. Yes, it's probably going to be hard to get into the page protector. I may have to cut it out. We'll see. This is Amy Tangerine, or maybe it's Dear Lizzie pattern paper that I layered up on this layout. This is another layout that I used my counterfeit kit for this month, and it is another one of the sketches. I think I kept it pretty true to the sketch, other than my title. I think I moved it from here to here and just created small embellishment clusters with the flowers and another small one near the title. This is my granddaughter and I in 2016. We were visiting Missouri, and when we used to go to Missouri, we used to pick her up from her mom's and hang out with her for while we were in Missouri. I think we spent a 4-day weekend that weekend and just kind of hung out. This is another layout created with my counterfeit kit for the month. It was another one of the sketches, and I did change it up. I believe the original sketch only had 2 photos. I had 3, and I wanted to include all of them. So I squished them together and then added in smaller embellishment clusters. So this is me prepping for the school year. And in July 2015, I believe we moved shortly after that. And so I was probably prepping for the school year, as well as prepping a box to put in my car so that I would have something to start school with in the fall, in case we didn't get our stuff back in time. This was another video I created for Mixed Media Mayhem. We were given an inspiration layout to use. It was beautiful. She used Vicki Boutin papers for hers. I used my April Cocoa Daisy kit. If you are not familiar with Cocoa Daisy, you know that you get the April kit shipped out like the first week of March. And in fact, I am waiting on my May kit to arrive any day now because it has already shipped. So you get the next month's kit a month earlier. Anyway, it was a beautiful kit with these beautiful colors, and so I had a great time cutting into it and layering up all of these pieces. This again is my beautiful daughter, who is now 18 years old. My daughter has a disorder, which means she has no hair, and so she wore hats a lot when she was little. Now, if she feels like it, she wears a wig, but she is self-confident enough now to go bareheaded, and she rocks it because she's such a beautiful, beautiful girl. This is another layout that I did a video for. This is my Rainbows and Butterflies layout. It premiered April 1st, but I did this layout in March, so it's going to go in my March layout share. This is the same granddaughter. I do still need to add the journaling. I needed to verify what month the photo was taken. I ran out of photos last month, and so I was printing. Ran out of ink too. So anyway, this is my own design. I cut the cut file with my Cameo, did some stitching. This is some freckled fawn paper that I fussy cut the flowers with. The ephemera pieces here are from Rosie Studios, which is an Australian, I think, company. They have great customer service, and for coming from overseas, their product comes really fast. This was a fussy cut from a pocket card, and then I backed it with some Bella Boulevard pattern paper. It is, you can't really see, but it is a cut apart sheet, and I learned that trick from Janet Madison over at RTS Scrapbooking, that pocket card sheets, that if you're not going to cut them apart and use them, make amazing things to back your layouts on, because it brings the color that you got in the middle of your layout to the edge. This is another one of the sketches. This is myself, only 2 of my kids. I don't see Courtney in this photo. So 2 kids, my good friend Marissa and her 4 kids. And I used a lot of leftover stuff on this layout. This was fussy cut from an Amy Tangerine paper. These were from Rosie Studio, Primas or Prima lookalikes. These were left over on a Thickers type sheet. And of course, this background is Pink Fresh Studio. I believe it was Celebrate. And then these pieces here, which, oops, looks like I need to glue that one down a little bit better. This one, actually all of them, except for this sheet, are washi tape that I put on white cardstock. Oops. This is my other gorgeous daughter, Courtney, and her husband, and I'm going to have to re-glue this. It fell off. That happens sometimes. More of those Maggie Holmes fussy cut flowers. I created this background with acrylic paint and a scraper. This was a Scrap Lift Crafternoon. I believe this was April 2nd's inspiration layout. The original layout was done by Samara King, and she had created a lovely background. I think she used texture paste. I used acrylic paint. So anyway, this was my March Iron Crafters layout. Our mystery item for March was ribbon, trim, and twine. And I created my background behind this piece of pattern paper with ribbon and trim. Lace here, there's a glitter trim there. And I just layered it all the way across. And then I cut out the circle with my Cameo. I used the circle on another layout, and I hand stitched it and created a little bit of dimension. And here comes Jaspy again. Come on, Jasper. Come on. Off, stinker. Next up is, this one was day 31 of the 30 days of sketches. So this was the bonus sketch for last month. I did change this layout up a little bit, and I used larger photos, which meant I used less photos. And the last layout was my leftovers to layouts video from April 1st. This is the layout that I did on camera for you there. Literally everything on this page is a leftover. A lot of it came from my February Hip Kit, Club Kit, and some Freckled Fawn bits and pieces, some scraps of other things. So I want to thank you for stopping by my channel today. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are not a subscriber, I would love to have you subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions or comments about my layout share, just pop them down below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. You have a great day. Bye.